Hey guys, it's me, the Bombay Chef Varun Inamdar, and welcome to Get Curried. The recipe that I'm going to show you today is one of the signatures of Indo-Chinese cuisine. This one is a quintessential fried rice, but not just any fried rice. I'm showing you fish fried rice. Now you'd be wondering, why should you watch this? Because this is not available in any restaurant. You have to make this. Trust me. Let's begin. Like all Indo-Chinese specialties, what's important to note here is that it's going to be a quick stir fry. A wok on absolute high flame, beginning with vegetable oil. A few things that need to be noted in a recipe like this especially is 1, the quality of rice, and 2, the quality of fish. You can use any long grain rice, especially if you're in India, a Sela or a Basmati variety works perfectly well. Internationally, choose for any long grain rice which kind of holds shape, very important. The fish that I'm using for this recipe is a black spotted croaker fish, also known as ghol or ghor in Marathi or in Bombay, in Mumbai to be specific. What you can rather use is snapper, you can go for salmon, you can go for mackerel, you can go for basa, you can go for pomfret. What's important here is it has to be filleted and it has to be boneless, very important. Now, especially in a recipe of a fried rice or anything Indo-Chinese, meats or seafood are generally deep fried, marinated, deep fried, and then kind of kept at room temperature. And right towards the end, they're kind of tossed. But this is a spin on the same recipe. I'm taking fish and straight frying it. To this, let's add in a touch of salt and freshly cracked black pepper. And the fish is done and ready. Now, because the pieces are boneless, also tiny, it's going to cook faster. Scrape this like so. Once the pieces of fish lose its translucency, they kind of turn milky white in color and also get a kind of ring, which is golden brown in color. Of course, the flame. And the fish pieces get transferred in another bowl, another clean bowl, not the same bowl in which you had raw fish. But these are little ways in which you can avoid cross-contamination while working in a kitchen. You're going to use the same pan for kind of wok tossing the rice, but for now, let's keep the pieces of fish aside and begin with cutting a few ingredients. Beginning with red bell pepper, I'm just going to use like a cheek of the pepper. Remove the seeds off and cut these into even bits. Similarly, let's move on to yellow bell pepper. Well, cuts of vegetable or meat, especially in Chinese or Indo-Chinese, are extremely important. Concentrate on that, and that's half your battle won. Similarly, let's move on to green capsicum. But because I'm making a very small batch, when I say a small batch, I'm making it for a couple. So this is perfectly fine and enough. But if you're making it for a large family, an entire fruit or vegetable will be needed. Your capsicum and bell pepper cut and ready. With this, I also have some green peas which are blanched, some red onions which are very neatly diced, some chopped ginger and some chopped garlic. Let's move on in the same wok. I'm going to begin the recipe with vegetable oil. And it's important to roll this in the entire pan so that it's evenly hot for that nice wok high flavor. Let's begin with chopped garlic, immediately followed by chopped ginger, diced red onions. All this needs to be super quick because you're adding one after another in succession. Blanched peas, a quick toss. And immediately after this, I'm also going to add in the bell peppers and the capsicum. A quick few tosses on high flame, mind you. Well, in case you're wondering what wok high means, it is this smoky aroma that lingers while making Indo-Chinese food, which is very important, almost a peculiarity of Indo-Chinese food. Well, I'm going to just take all of this aside because you also kind of want to retain that bite in the vegetables. And to this, I'm going to add in very little oil again, just like 1 teaspoon. And this is primarily for cooking the egg. I'm going to take an egg, which is broken here, like so, and just whisk it. Maybe a touch of salt if you find the need. This goes in straight like so. We need to of course take it till the last drop. Allow the egg to just kind of come together, hold shape, and that's where we're going to break it. Because like I said, we want shards of egg. We don't want scrambled egg or burji, worst case. Once the egg kind of just begins cooking, we're going to roll it, or rather push it and pull it. And that's where you have these beautiful shards of egg. That's done. Mix it all together. Like I always say, quick few tosses. And like you see now, you have these wonderful shards of egg. Time to add in rice, which is parboiled. Just ensure that while doing all of this, you're not breaking the grains of rice. Let's immediately start seasoning this, beginning with a touch of salt. Remembering the fact that the fish was also well seasoned. Also, I'm going to add in soy sauce next. Let's add this as well. Followed by Ajinomoto or monosodium glutamate. Now again, there are schools and societies that call it harmful. If you're the ones who believe in that, by all means you can avoid this. You can also splash some fish sauce or some chicken seasoning powder. Just a few grains of sugar and tossing time. Once all of this is done, one last ingredient, which is again a specialty this season, and that is pyaj kauli, also known as scapes. Now these are onion flowers. In case you cannot lay your hands on this beautiful ingredient, spring onions is what you can use. Let's cut this nice and fine. Let's sprinkle this lovely layer of flavor, which is again used a lot in Bengali food. They make fritters, they make a lovely sabzi. Well, I've recently tried something also with dried fish. Turns fantastic. Another quick toss, and this, without further ado, goes straight in the serving platter. And finally, last but not the least, the fish which has been cooked and is now steeping in that beautifully flavored oil. And let's top this up. Well, also do remember to also add in the flavored oil. With this, your fish fried rice is done and ready. Make this for your family, make this for your friends. Impress them this season. Bye for now.